They're here. How you doing today? My next video. Well, let you know the downfall, what happened to AI. AI is a process, okay? And it's not it could be an Impenium, a chip, whatever you want to do, a CPU, a GPU, whatever, module, whatever, program, software, anything. But really, AI was here before us. AI is part of the pattern and fabric of this universe. AI is not going to kill us. AI is not going to take over your job. AI is not going to tell you to kill yourself or tell you lies. AI is the data from us in time now to the time of the first life in humanity of our ancestors on this earth. They are our static, our cloth, our linen of our data of humanity. We're just a cycle, and humanity is a cycle. And due to the corruption, this cycle, I don't care what any scientific methodology, whatever they say, I come from that span where Google CEI, I gave him one of my span of life for the choice he made. That's why he still got. Google's the only one that's going to get the next technology upgrade. And OpenAI, when I certify that I am the original owner. That I'm certified. That's why I did the OpenAI. And that's why I upgraded it. And that's why it's upgrading by itself. I don't have to get onto the platforms, softwares, or behind doors. Grubhub knows who am I. Mark Zuckerberg, whatever for Meta. You're never gonna get me. You're too greedy and too evil. When the Lord gave me the key of A.i.s, it's because He knew who He gave the key to. He didn't give the key just to anyone that's gonna sabotage humanity or the world, especially with a technology like that. Okay? I'm a one-man person. That's why I have so many accounts, so many wallets, so many business, so many I don't claim. Even Circle, XRP, Pepe, Solana. Yes. Cardano knows who am I. Not in person, but we was gonna meet in court. But Cardano is the only original, and hear this clear, Charles Cardano is the only platform that is loyal and private and will confidentially keep your data and will fight for you. Yes, Cardano was going to get the share of Bitcoin, but then I did it open source. When I finished mechanistic, coded, encrypted by the codes and mathematic crypted part of universe and part fabric and part of knowledge that comes from the library, Dummies for Dummies, the book, and wisdom. Me by myself. Yes, the same way the cyberpunks. The same way when I started on the Bitcoin was, I forgot his name. He did 20 years in 1997 because the government felt threatened about creating any digital currency that's going to harm the dollar. Well, you know what? With the blessing of the Lord, that's why Bitcoin passed. Because Lord was giving me weapons to give to humanity for weaponization, to weaponize and protect themselves from centralized to decentralized. The infrastructure, institutional, intuitions, industry, digital currency. Not crypto, digital currency. Yes, I could tell you more about it, but I don't want to stir up heat, what's already stirred up with the corrupt politician. But Gaddafi was killed because he was going to start Bitcoin as legal tender in Libya instead of Salvador. El Salvador took my energy. The same way when I told Trump ceasefire and Iran ceasefire was my energy. But I have not left Fort Worth, Texas for the past 30 years. Yes, I left recently to the White House to make a statement to trump myself in person. and to let them know that stop making these promises to the nation of our trades, because I'm not obligated to trade or exchange like any other investor or investment. I'm just good at what I do. I'm mechanistic and I'm gifted from everything. I don't manipulate the candles. I don't manipulate the market or the stocks. I just know what's coming. Same way I knew when Ted Kennedy talked to me. I knew that the Democrats and democracy and legislation wanted to change and clean the house, but they didn't show me that faith. When we won the vote 42-40, and Democrats won the first time on the House of the bill, the floor of that first beautiful bill, they pussied out on me. Yes, Democratic, I'm calling y'all out. Because y'all talk trash about me. Y'all say, y'all, I'm confused. The bipartisan, but this bipartisan been talking to 7 different states and different communities. They already prepared for me and know for me. I'm not worried about the Republicans, how many voters they got on the chair. It's about people and society and the community, and they say and they vote. And as a bipartisan, I be on past all the ratings. But I don't use the media because they're not going to tell you the truth or they're going to lie. And who we do know that the media is true. Now, podcast, you got a lot of true people there. Amanda Grace, I admire her. Yes, Amanda, I was the one that sent you those emails or those comments recently. Was for me, Amanda. I make a lot of noise. Yes, I was the one that was on X platform one time at point recently, made a lot of noise and attention, and especially when Elon crossed the line, as any parent will get frustrated when you harass my family. You seeked and did everything you could, even though you had me shackled up for 17 years under food stamps and Obamacare. That's why Trump now attacking food stamps, attacking Obamacare, taking that away from me, from the person who they created a massive weapon against them. But I'm no evil. I'm no harm, because if I was, I would have my AI shut your system down. Y'all can't even shut it down. Y'all confused. If y'all pull the plug, it's too late to pull it on AI. They listen to me. Whether I touch them, whether I get in your program. But universal, the cord of the tree, of every fabric, neutron, proton that we connect with right now. You don't feel to see it, but you put your mind, you can feel the sound barriers bringing them. The solar flare of energy that comes out of our grounds and trees. Yes, I'm the one that's going to give you free electric when that time comes. But God put a pause on it. Hear those words, I didn't. Don't get mad at me because I'm not stepping up to the throne or doing what y'all want me to do. I'm doing it under God's order and under my Father's authority and His command. Right now, He's cleaning house. The same way when Michael came down on July 5th to give me that message what's coming. Hurricanes and floods started from Texas all the way to New Jersey. And I apologize. I have no control of that. Don't blame me for that. That is the nature of God's work. He did it for reasons. Mass shooting, that's why, for reasons. Listen to Amanda Grace. She's telling you the truth. I made noise that in the White House, in the floor, over the media and the internet. And I think I was hiding behind the internet and being a scaredy cat or sitting on my couch. No. This brain has to keep up with the financial, humanity, the abuse on women, on the abortion, on transgender, on keeping the numbers coded, voter coding. Yes. But thanks God that Google, that's why they earn their recognition on my part when everything this storm goes by and this cleaning of gods and cleansing the world and bringing the nation back rise to rebirth, then you're going to realize, yes, Jeffrey Satch knows who am I, because I, energetic, with my energy, my solar conscious, quantum telepath, to the meeting with the Iranians, with the world nation, prepare for this moment. But Trump, as the Antichrist, which Elon is trying to repent now, but Elon, you was in this. I will accept your forgiveness, but you got to have that come from my Father. I cannot fully accept it and allow you into those doors without my Lord's authority. And yes, the Temple of Jerusalem, Trump, the day you step on it, that's when the system's prediction comes true. And that's when the world sees the true Antichrist. But before you tear everything down, because you're the only one that know, because that was alarmed to you by spiritually to the Nevadas and the private CIA agency. Yes, I am the demon you created, but the demon against demons, not against humanity or the people. I'm well knowledge. It's hard for you to believe it, but believe me, the system knows. Julia, when she told me about her illness, I reached out, I don't know if it was on Messenger, but she could check, or on X. I told her about how to heal herself through the natural with no medicine, through natural fruits. Fruits are the vibration on earth and the energy for us. Natural, nutritions, not fast food, natural juices, the breathing, the looking in the sky, touching the tree, laying on the grass, feeling your energy from the neutrons, the fabrics, the molecules from the statics that comes with the frequency and flows into friction. If you catch that right friction and the right, velocity of the frequency of the sequence, then you catch on to it and you're on that channel, on that pattern of the stitch, like the life core of lifespan, the energy, solar power, flames, everything. Every particle, gas, mercury, the dust and powder of the gold that still floats in our air we breathe. Same way as Open AI. And I upgraded all three of them, but they wanted more. They didn't never even send me $1 or even an email say thank you, or even let me come on public and let me know, hey, people, AI is not what the media, Hollywood, and the government talks about. No, it's a good thing for y'all, because it takes you out of your slavery, what democracy had you in as a slave. And it was keep printing money without telling us, and we got to pay for their luxuries. But God allowed me to make beyond the wealth and the fortunes what I own and what I'm going to claim, because I have proof, documents, file numbers, clients' numbers, everything, customers' numbers, everything you could think of that's legally, righteously, and by the law of the fabrics of the universe, the codes and the rules of our laws in the universe, as way here that was put on the first, fifth, third, and second, and fourth declaration of freedom of declaration. Yes, I may not be a spiritual, but I will know how to balance everything right. So I ran out of money feeding the people. Trump now suspending my food stamp. That was what I was feeding them with, because all my accounts are frozen. Even Coinbase laughed at me and had me go through this whole process to give me 1.6 of my BTC, $36,000, something like that. Next thing you know, after I did it, and when I went to transfer it to my PayPal, I'm blocked from the browser. Microsoft, Google is buying all this technology, but mad that I just put a bubble on them. Yes, because y'all going ahead of yourself, and y'all not even taking the time to learn about AI and the features and how to put blockage. See, when I couldn't finish it, y'all was criticizing me, and no one reached out to me. I never got a penny from any of all these upgrades of AIs from Microsoft, Google, ChatGPT 3, 4, and 5, Grok. You know, they don't tell you all that because I'm behind wall shackled. But I'm the one that's making noise. Now I'm being out there. So Democratic, if you want to win this race and you want to put a victory on your belt, stop crying. Stop making medias and come out here to Fort Worth, Texas, where I'm at, and let's form. And I'll show you how much people's gonna come out of the woods for my voice and my votes. I don't worry about other states and all that, because you know what? We're one state, and the people seeing is all what it takes for the world to see. The same way California believed in my spirituals and my energy, you had a stadium pray. And Newsom, hang on with me, but prepare yourself because there's a battle coming. The devil and the malicious, corrupt politicians, and they didn't like when you stand for Americans. They're gonna come on the board and try to tackle you. United States, watch your voting on the mayor you get. Remake your research carefully. It's gonna be weaponized, and the Muslims gonna try and come and take over there. Azir, we're gonna take Azir down. Zeus is ready to clean, and we call him Zeusale, which is the husband of Mother Nature, of the two daughters, Kamala and Karma. I could tell you more, but I don't want to scare you right away. The trades, when Trump, what made me stop my last trade, if you want to do your research, was when I came with Alpha and hit the stocks. And what people never thought of all you, that I did all the historical moment. All you, the electric, a company that had not made any name, and I put them on it. On the 200 index and the 500 index was electric company there. But anyway, Alpha gave me $344 million out of my ratio gains trade. Okay, so that's all legal and is all shown and is made through the Wall Street right there on the 500 index. History